Hello, welcome to this physics tutorial. I am Effiong Fortune, and this is the second part of the tutorial on units conversion. So if you've not watched the first part of this video or this lecture, it will be best to watch it before watching this one. So a quick recap of what we did. We're set on the task of converting from 1 unit of a particular physical quantity to another. And that is something that we started with last video, converted from 5 kilometers to meters, and it's very important you learn how to do that before you go into the more complex ones. So in today's video, we're going to look at how to convert. We'll start with converting. Let's call this example 2, assuming video 1 was example 1. Start by converting 5 grams to kilograms. 5 grams to kilogram. Alright, so what is the relationship between kilo and gram? Kilo is a non-prefixed unit. How does it relate with? Kilo is, a prefixed unit. How does it relate with gram, a non-prefixed unit? So you remember the relationship. Remember that kilo, the prefix kilo, is 1,000 of the non-prefixed unit. If you're wondering how we got this, please go to our video. Continue there, non-prefixed unit. If you're wondering how we got this, go to our video on physical quantities and units and learn the different prefixes that help units relate with the non-prefix unit. So if 1 kilo is 1,000 of the non-prefix unit, in this case, 1 kilogram will be equals to 1,000 grams, right? So we are converting from gram in this example to kilogram, from a prefix to a non-prefix. So it is important, and we want to know how many kilograms, are there for 5 grams, are there in 5 grams. So before we know the equivalence of the kilogram in 5 grams, we must first know the value of 1 gram in kilogram. Is that clear? So we want to know 5 grams. How many, for 5 grams, how can 5 grams be expressed in kilograms? Before we know that, we must know how 1 gram can be expressed in kilograms, right? So don't worry, when we do it, you appreciate it. So to do this, we want this to go, so that the whole of this will be 1. So to achieve that, we divide both sides of the equation, both sides by 1,000. Now the essence of dividing both sides by 1,000 is that we want the whole of this side, the whole of this number to be 1. So when you do that, this is 1 over 1,000 kilogram is equals to 1,000 gram all over 1,000. So 1,000 will cancel 1,000 once, and we are left with 1 gram is equals to 1 over 1,000 kilogram. So now we know that 1 gram is the same thing as 1 over 1,000 kilogram. It's now very easy for us to ask ourselves, 5 gram is, if 1 gram is this, so 5 gram will be 5 times 1 over 1,000 kilograms. So you could stop at this point, or you could further express it in decimal points, and you'll be saying that 5 grams is equals to 0.005 kilogram. So with this, we've successfully converted 5 grams to kilogram. Now if you follow this example, you'd be able to convert from a non-prefix unit to a prefix unit. Okay, let's look at this example. It says convert 700 or millimeter to centimeter. Okay. Now please remember that at every time you could always pause this video, and try to assimilate what we have done so far before you can, proceed. You can always pause and ease yourself. And if there's anything you don't understand, you can always go back and over again. Or if you still don't understand, you send us a mail or message us in our comment section. So this is a new challenge. This is a new challenge. So in this example, let's call this example 3. Example 3. In this challenge, we have to convert from a prefix unit to another prefix unit. Right? So a millimeter is a prefix unit, centimeter is a prefix unit. So firstly, we have to understand that in conversions like this, you need an intermediary. You need an intermediary non-prefix unit. Right? What do I mean? If you are to convert from 700 millimeter to centimeter, you have to first convert 700 millimeter to meters. Then whatever you get, you now convert it to centimeters. Right? Right? So, having done this, let us try to remember the relationship between millimeter and meters. So you can refer back to our video on physical quantities and units to know this. We say that 1 millimeter is equal to 1 over 1,000 meters. That's because the prefix milli is this, 10 raised to the power of negative 3. Prefix milli is 10 raised to the power of negative 3 of the non-prefix unit. And 10 raised to the power of negative 3 is the same thing as 1 over 10 raised to the power of 3. So 1 millimeter is 1 over 1,000 meters. Right? So we know what 1 meter is, 1 millimeter is. So then 700 millimeter will be equal to 700 times 1 over 1,000 meters. And with 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0, you're left with 7 over 10. 7 over 10 is 0.7. So 700 millimeter is 0.7 meters. If you've reached here, congratulations. You've reached the first stage. You've completed the first stage of this problem. Now, whatever you get here, you have to convert it to the final destination. That is why a millimeter is an intermediary. So it's now like a new task. You have to convert 0.7 meters to centimeter. So you will have to remember the relationship between meter and centimeter. So you first of all have to know what how centi relates to the non-prefix unit. Centi relates by, recall from our previous video, that centi is 10 raised to the power of negative 2 of the non-prefix units. That is how it relates. That's its multiplication factor. So that means for 1 centimeter, I should write this in symbol, 1 centimeter is equals to 1 over 100 meters, right? So, now this is equivalence of 1 centimeter in meters. What we want to do now is to convert from meters to centimeters. Remember, 0.7 meters. So whenever you're converting from a particular unit to another unit, you must know the equivalence of that unit. For example, meter. You must know the equivalence of one of that unit, for example, meters, in the other unit, centimeter. I hope I'm not confusing somebody. You can listen to it again and again to understand. So in this case, we want 1 meter, since we're converting from meter to centimeter. And to do that, we multiply both sides by 100. Because as you can see, 1 over 100 is with meter, so we have to delete 100, so that only 1 will be there. Multiply both sides by 100. So let's see if doing that can give us 1 meter. So this will be 100 times 1 centimeter, because 1 over 100 meters times 100. Okay, so if 100 cancels 100, we are now left with 1 meter. Let me reverse it for convenience. Now 1 meter is equals to 100 times 1 is 100 centimeter. So now we now know that 1 meter is 100 centimeter. We now ask ourselves, 0.7 meter will be what? So 0.7 meter will be equal to 0.7 times 100 centimeter. 0.7 meter is 0.7 times 100 centimeter. If you do this, 0.7 meter will give you 70 centimeters. So that's really how simple it is to convert from one unit to another. I'm going to give us an assignment and you will submit it in our comment section. Alright, so this is the assignment for this section of the tutorials. If you've not yet subscribed, please do that now. Click the subscription button so that you'll be notified of our next video. Our next video is going to be conversion between the units of time, from minutes to seconds, seconds to hour. So please click the subscription button to be notified when the video is uploaded.